Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with another daily recap video. This is for Friday, February 9th. And this first screenshot here, this is not mine. This is, I joined a couple Facebook groups and I'll get to that here in a second. But so I just saw this. This was before I logged in. And I was just scrolling through my Facebook feed and seen this other Dasher that posted how they got a 1 cent tip, which I still haven't received one yet. The lowest I've received is 10 cents, but before too long, one of these days, I know I'm gonna see this. I just don't know when, so we'll see when it happens. But just, I mean, what again? What's the possible point of that from a customer standpoint? What possible reason would there be for leaving a 1 cent tip other than just kind of being disrespectful? I don't, try to tell me what other reason there may be, but I'm probably not going to buy it, whatever other explanation is thrown at me. Um, so, like I said, I joined. My memory's so bad. I think it was last night. It could have been super early this morning, but I think it was last night. Um, I joined just like in my suggested groups to join. I saw a couple DoorDash groups, and I hadn't tried to join one yet for, no real reason. But I saw these groups, and I was like, oh, why not? So I sent requests to join. One of them was like DoorDash drivers uncensored, and the other one is DoorDash tips, tricks, strategies, or something like that. Um, and the uncensored one, my I was accepted in, it was approved and everything. The other one I'm still waiting on. But and then just a few minutes ago, just before starting this, I posted a message like introducing myself to the group, to the uncensored channel, and just waiting for that to be approved. And we'll see if it gets. I didn't want to look like I was trying to like spam, so I mentioned this channel, but I didn't post a link to it because I didn't want to come across as like I was just solely just trying to spam and advertise my channel. So I put the name of my channel, but not like a link. So that's how I chose to do it. So we'll see how many people like see that and look me up and watch some videos, join this channel. We'll see if it leads to some extra traffic. And then I talked about in my little welcome message, or my, I should say, introduction message. I talked about how I was on the council and I could just kind of look at what different people were saying and stuff like that. Maybe I might get some ideas to bring to the meetings through posts that I see on there. You never know, so we'll see. And also wanted to mention quickly about tomorrow and Sunday. As always, if I get out early, I may or may not do a dash. We'll just have to wait and see. And I already talked about Super Bowl Sunday. As of right now, the plan is to dash. It's just going to depend on what time I get out, how I feel. But I just wanted to mention any dashing that I do tomorrow or Sunday, there's a chance that might not be posted right away, especially Sunday if I do anything. I doubt that I'll probably, obviously, whatever time I get done, I'll probably want to tune in the game. So I doubt I'll want to do the editing and all that Sunday night. So if I do any dashing and do a recap, look for a video like that to come out either Monday or Tuesday. And I've also got, just a reminder, I have videos coming out tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow is Tomorrow is a new update on customer ratings. So without giving all of that away, tune in tomorrow and check out this new update on that new policy change from DoorDash customer support. Sunday's video is on low signal troubleshooting, and I had forgot I'd already done a video about that a month prior, but this video is a little bit different, and I kind of explain when you read the description for that video, I'll explain how this new video on Sunday is a little bit different. So if you watch the two of those together, you'll get pretty much all of my tips and tricks and strategies on if you have a low signal. So that's coming Sunday. Okay, now to today's dash. So my start time was 4:55 in the morning this morning. Got a order in less than 10 minutes. So I got a $5 McDonald's, 6.4 miles. But you see, I'm at home and you see where this customer is. So I'm basically just driving out to McDonald's, picking that up, and you might as well say I'm coming back home to deliver it. So I had an order like this. It was either in yesterday's video or the day before, very similar order, very early in the morning, where I drove out to the restaurant, brought it almost back to home. And then I wish most of my orders were like this. And the dashing that I do before 6 o'clock in the morning, this is a perfect order for me because I run out to the restaurant, I come back close to home, and then I just come home because in that 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. range, I could get, on Tuesday, I could get 6 deliveries and stay busy during that time, but chances are I'm not. Chances are I might only see just a couple orders. So I'd rather just wait at home in that time frame. So I deliver this order, and I'm just right across the street in the houses across from me. So I start making my way home, and I come up on my street and I get in the turning lane. I'm actually in the turning lane to turn into the complex when I get this offer, a 775 sheets. And it is a little bit longer mileage. It's 775, 9.3 miles, but it's not taking me too far. This is just outside of my zone. So I'm fine with taking an order like this, especially at this time in the morning. And as long as it's I just don't want to take unreasonable offers. If this would have been 775 for 15 miles or something like that, where it's double the mileage. That's what I'm trying to avoid. But this right here, at this particular time, I was just going to come in here and sit anyway, so I have no problems with this order. So I deliver that. Next up, I get my third offer before 6 o'clock, so this is pretty good. 450 McDonald's, 5.3 miles. And you see here, I had just dropped off the previous order. I got to head back to zone anyway. So that's why this mileage isn't bad, because I got to, you're talking 3.5 miles, 4 miles to get back to zone anyway. So yeah, I'm taking this one. Drop that off and discover that this was a 0 tip order. So it probably started out more than likely, because I can't, with as close as that was, you see how close the delivery was to the pickup. There's no way this started off from DoorDash at $4.50. I can't see that. This had to start out at $2. And while I was making my previous delivery, 2 or 3 dashers passed on this and money was added to it. And that's, how I got this. So you never know. That order right there, you know what time it could be. It could be time for my next 1 star. We'll wait and see. 'Cause that's where they come from. I've said it a million times before. They come from the low and zero tippers. They don't come from catering orders. Next this was a good one. 650, less than 3 miles. Absolutely. Taking this one. And this delivered close to home. This was some townhome apartments not too far from where I live. So yeah, this was a good order. Next, I got a 450. You see, it looks like I'm back home at this point. I remember now. I came back home after the townhome order. I walked the dog. I wasn't here that long. Maybe what time was that previous order? 6:20. So that probably delivered I don't know, little after, maybe like 6:35. I was probably home at 6:40, 6:45. I mean, I was here like less than 15 minutes. And I took this, and this was going to my number one customer at the car dealership who I talked about before. So I saw the name and the instructions and knew exactly who it was. Thank you very much. Easy as can be delivery. My only 2 declines today were, or did I? Yeah, I did. This was my first decline. Were IHOP orders. Not going into downtown. Look at this. This is almost 50 cents a mile, and going into downtown, and it's 7:20 in the morning. Absolutely not. This would have been. I should have been, if I would have took this order, somebody should have arrested me and thrown me in jail for taking this order. I mean, straight up decline. And then, so what did I wait? Just 3 minutes and got a much better offer, 550, less than a mile and a half. Thank you very much. And this was going back to the dealership. So a co-worker of my number one customer, saw that person get the McDonald's. Oh, hey, maybe I should get McDonald's DoorDash too. And, customer 2 places their order, and I get that. I get for, 2 deliveries in a row, I go right back to the same place. They kind of, both of them kind of got a kick out of that when they saw me come back in there. That was cool. Easy. Oh my gosh, much easier order, and picking up $5.50. This was 100 million times easier than that previous offer would have been. Next was my second IHOP decline. This isn't going to downtown, but this is going out to the far east. I mean, we're talking. Where is this anyway? It looks like maybe Singapore, or it might be Hong Kong. Somewhere out in Asia for $9, 15.6 miles. No, decline. I only had to wait a minute, and I got something much better. So, really good luck it's funny how this works. Like, sometimes you can decline an offer and then get a couple more declines, and it could be kind of frustrating. But this was really nice, a day like today, where I decline something and immediately get something better. That's the kind of days, you want. Wish there was more days like this, but $6, 3.7 mile Tim Hortons, absolutely. went ahead and took this. I picked up the Tim Hortons. Had to call the customer. They didn't have they couldn't make waffle sandwiches, so I had to call the customer. They said, they want to just put it on a biscuit or bagel. That's fine. The store put it on biscuits, and then they made the order. I got it, and then I was going out to the car, and they DoorDash stacked this 12.75 Meyer, one item, but of course the problem here is it's alcohol. So it's my account still hasn't been fixed. I got some other stuff going on today, so I at some point here later on in a couple, I should have time to maybe send another email out to the last person that contacted me, and I'll include this screenshot. And I just every day I get these alcohol orders. I'm just going to keep emailing every single time until they take me off. And I took this, but it's like my only thing is I don't you're supposed, I talked about it before, you're supposed to have that permit, which I don't have. And so DoorDash is sending me these offers, and a couple of them I have taken, and I've done these orders without that permit, and I have no idea who goes to check to see if you had the permit. When is there going to be a check, an audit, or I don't know. So it's like it's the whole legality aspects of it. I don't want any part of that. I have a W-2, and I'm trying to pick up extra money in addition to my W-2. I don't want to deal with alcohol and carding people and the legal issues and permits and this policy and that policy. I just want a delivery drive, folks. I mean, that's it. So, part of me is thinking, let me just stop fighting it. They continue to send me alcohol orders. I don't have to take them. And once in a while, if there's a good order, I can go ahead and take it. Part of me wants to say that. But the other part of me says, I mean, if they're saying that you're supposed to have a permit, you don't have a permit, you shouldn't be doing these. And it's like, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know if something's going to become of it, or if the whole permit thing is much to do about nothing and nobody checks it. I have no idea. But given the choice, I'd probably rather be off of the alcohol program than on it. So I'll send another email out today if I have time. But anyway, I pick up the Tim Hortons. It routes me to the Meyer next, but that's okay. It's just one item. Shouldn't take me long. So I put the customer's drink in my insulated drink carrier. Her food's in the hot bag. So, and the Meyer only takes me not even 5 minutes. It's probably like 3 minutes. I was in and out of there. Here's the list. When I saw this item, I figured this was probably the same customer I delivered to last week, and it was. Today they didn't have that beer, so I just substitute this other one. But this is the customer last week who, after I delivered and was leaving the house, I shot that video that I posted the following Sunday that had just like 3 or 4 various topics that I talked about in the Super Bowl, and this was that customer. So I delivered there, and then I was. So I turned out, I make a left onto High Street, and I'm trying to head back to Zone, and immediately when I jump on High Street, I get this offer. I'm going the wrong direction. I went ahead and take this McDonald's. It's only 2 miles, so yeah, let's go ahead and take it. I'm going the wrong way. I have to turn around. I go back, and I'm at the South High McDonald's over by the drive-in. And I probably only picked up from there once, maybe twice before. I just don't get orders for that particular location hardly ever. But I did today, and I go in there, and this ended up being a 10-minute drop. I went in there, stood there front and center, right where the pickup is. Not one associate ever said anything to me. And this was only a $4.50 order, so I wasn't going to be pushy about anything. You know, it had been more money, I would have, but I'm just going to stand there. You either help me or you don't, and if you don't, I'm dropping it in 10 minutes. So I didn't. I just stood there. They helped this old man customer that was next to me. They talked to him 2 or 3 different times. This other dasher that was to my left, they helped him out, spoke to him, even though I was closer to the person's face than that dasher. They still said something to him first. Hey, fine, don't say anything to me. It's fine with me. And right at the 10-minute mark, the lady's putting the stickers on my bag to seal it. Finishes, puts the stickers on it, puts the tag on it, and the receipt with the pickup number, and it's just sitting there. And then she starts working on like other orders. But like the DoorDash order before, as soon as she put the stickers on, she picked it up, turned around, put it on the pickup counter. This order just sat there, and I was like, no, we're not doing this. And now I was past the 10 minutes, so I went ahead and did my 10-minute drop again. Like a couple weeks ago, I get to the last step. Like I went to 10-minute drop it. I answered the 2 questions, hit the drop button, nothing happens. Just like whenever that was 2 weeks ago. Same thing. So, but this time I knew what to do, so I backed out. I chose the other menu option, like order is not here or whatever it says. And then I had to type in the message box, long wait time, and then I was able to worry-free unassign that way. So like I don't know how that's gone so long without DoorDash fixing that. But it's probably because even still now today in 2024, it's probably because 99% of Dashers probably still don't know about 10-minute drops. And then there's nobody's calling in support to complain about that the button's not working. So that's why it's not getting fixed. Be my guess on that. Next was a 7:25 McDonald's. So I was coming back to zone, and I figured at this particular time, we're closing in on 9 o'clock. I should be okay passing the I-71 exit and I was going to go get gas, which now thinking about it, I never did do today. So I was going to get gas. I wanted to go to a particular gas station at a particular location. I passed the exit for 71, and it's the most aggravating thing about working the zone that I work. This is one of the most aggravating things is that time and time again, I pass the point of no return where you can't get over anymore. And that's when I get this offer. And so I knew the high mileage was because I had to do my turnaround. So I went ahead and took this, and I went down and I got off the exit that I wanted to originally get off. And I had to get right back on the on-ramp to come back the way I came. And you see my position here. So I went down this whole white line here, got off, got right back on the ramp here, swing around, come all the way back here, and it's aggravating. But I still got to the McDonald's like 3 minutes before the estimated like the pickup time. So I made good time getting back. Um, so I'm my pin position here. That's the delivery for the McDonald's order, and I had a lot of McDonald's orders today. I had just dropped that off, and then I get this order for what is this the same house? It's so basically what this is asking me to do is just drive away like 2.5 miles, go pick up some White Castle, and just come right back to where I'm at. Fine, I'll do it for 650. I'll go ahead and do that. That's fine. So I, leave the scene of the delivery, go to Castle. It wasn't ready yet, but it didn't take them long to make that. I just waited a couple minutes, got that order, come right back to where I was. Now this customer was, and I can tell looking at this, but this customer was probably about maybe 15 houses or so past the previous customers. It wasn't the same house, but still kind of funny. So then I get a Giant Eagle order, 1269, only 7.4 miles. So the 16 items was a little bit scary, but I knew that I did, because I had went over goal on Tuesday and Wednesday. I didn't have to get all the way to my 100 today. I just needed to get to like $89. So this 1269 was going to put me right up close to that. I'd probably just need to do one more order after this one. So even though it's 69s, but we're still not even to 9:30 in the morning. And I'll just have to do one more order after this. So that's why I went ahead and took it, and let's hope that there's some multiples. Okay, I get to the store and look at the shopping list. You take a look at this and you're like, heck yeah. This is only 4 items, 4 pieces of each. And so all I got to do is man, I just got to head to the candy aisle, and this should be a piece of cake. Hold up a second, not so fast. Pull up this second screen here, and you see the time that this actually took. This suggested 8-minute time. This actually took me 9 minutes to finish this order. So I go back to the candy aisle, and I found these Hershey's. This wasn't too hard. The gum, okay, so in the candy aisle was just the bigger bulk packages of gum. And you see here, this, like I opened up this first item, it's a 15 count. So that's, okay, so this is going to be like cash register gum. Okay, so I go up front to the cash registers, and the first cash register I go to is open, and there's a cashier there, and there's the extra gum, and I pull my card in. I'm like, I just gotta get these 12 packs of gum. I can scan these real quick, and I'm right in an open lane already. But I just find this first one, and so I think I went for the watermelon wasn't in that lane, and the spearmint was, as soon as I opened up the spearmint, that's when I noticed that the customer requested the 35 count. So I didn't see that. I just kind of assumed that all of them were the 15. I didn't see that at first. I was like, man, okay, now I got to go back. I don't think I saw this over in the candy aisle, the bigger pack of the spearmint, but now I got to go back and double check. I go back there and it wasn't back there. But before I went back to the candy, I went to try to get the watermelon, and that lane didn't have it. The next lane, I'm going to every cash register lane. I get to the third, the fourth lane. I get to like the fifth cash register, and I find like two of them, and then I have to go to another register or two to find more of the watermelon. You're talking like 6 or 8 registers before I had 4 packs of the watermelon. And then I had to call the customer because there was no substitution for this gum. So I called the customer. I said, hey, they on the spearmint, they don't have the 35, but they have the 15s like the other flavors. She said, okay, yeah, the 15 is fine, and go ahead and buy 4 packs of those. And so I did that. Now I'm able to check out, and it takes 9 minutes. So what wasn't as easy as it originally appeared. Looks can be deceiving. And then I dropped that off. It went to a school, and I was surprised that before I even got back out to my car, the customer added I don't get these very often, where after I make the delivery, this customer went back on and added an additional $5. So yeah, appreciate it very much. And so that took this order up to $17.69. And at this point, with that extra 5 thrown in there, well, now I wouldn't necessarily, that kind of changed the game plan. Now I don't have to do another order. I'm pretty much close enough to the goal for the week, my $400 goal. So I decide to leave there and drive across my zone to Meijer. I had a couple things to pick up, and I would be driving past the 2 other pickup areas en route to Meijer. And if I get another order, I'll take it. If not, I'll just log off when I get to Meijer. I drove as far as Kroger and decided, well, no, on second thought, let's just shop at this Kroger. I don't need to continue on driving all the way to I'll just shop here. It's like a real busy Kroger that I don't usually like shopping at because it's real tight getting in and out of that parking lot and really crowded. But I just went ahead and stopped there and logged off the dash there without getting an order. And so that took me up to like $395 for the week on a goal of 400. So that's close enough for me. That works. So here's the dash summary. I had a 5-hour and 14-minute dash. Was active 3 hours 38 minutes. So stayed pretty busy today. You see the 11 deliveries, 80, might as well say $84. Drove 79 miles, so hit goal today on mileage. Good job there. Now at 2,618 deliveries. My 2-star from the other day is still on my account, so I would have to assume at this point that I'm on the hook for that 2-star now for the next 650, 700 deliveries. So thank you very much. Finished with a 74% acceptance rate. So you know what that means. Bring on the catering orders Sunday. If I dash, bring them on. I'll take. Let's do on Super Bowl Sunday. Let's do 5 $50 catering orders, and I'll just do 5 orders and make $250 on Super Bowl Sunday. How does that sound? If I dash, we'll see how close. Watch what actually happens be the total polar opposite of that. I should shut up and not talk about it and just wait till it gets here. But anyway, that's it for this update. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Welcome to my new subscribers. that I've picked up recently. Thanks for joining the channel. And check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. And again, watch out for, I got videos that have already been posted and they're going to be released tomorrow and Sunday. Check those out. And until next time, thanks again for watching.